Yeah, so you know that cantrip everybody loves? Guidance? Um, I don't like it, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm Jake from JNJtabletop. Let's dive in. All right, so before we talk about why I don't like guidance, I would like to at least go over a little bit about what it does. And also at the end of the video, I have a solution in mind as to how this could be handled better from a design focus. But before we do that, we're going to talk about it. And there's going to be a link to the D&D Beyond thing, so you can follow along if you want. That's going to be in the description below. Basically, the long and short of it, though, is anytime you or one of your party members is going to make a skill check, you can give them a D4 that they add to it. That seems harmless, and actually, if you ask me, seems kind of awesome. So awesome, so much that I kind of feel like you almost feel like you have to take this, which is kind of strike one for me. I don't really like anytime a game developer or designer puts something that's so good and so strong into a game that if you're not using it, you feel like you're behind in some way. It kind of removes, it's like an illusion of choice. Like, I can choose something else, but if I'm trying to keep pace with what my character should be able to do, I have to take this. So right off the bat, that I don't like that. The other thing that I don't like is that I feel like it starts to add like this weird stress and anxiety. So if I know that one of my teammates is going to be casting or is going to be like doing a skill check that's really important, if I forget to use this in that situation and maybe they fail by like 1 or 2, something a D4 is easily going to be able to solve, now all of a sudden I start to feel a little guilty. So at this point now, I feel a need to be like hyper vigilant. I have to make sure that every time someone's going to roll the dice, I'm like, no, you get a D4, you get a D4. So to kind of illustrate this, I just imagine if I'm playing a cleric and maybe I'm with a wizard and a ranger, and we've broken into like a corrupt noble's keep, and we're in the office. The ranger is keeping eye in the hallway to make sure that nobody's going to walk in on us, and the wizard is searching the desk trying to find like incriminating documents, right? So the wizard's like, I want to search the desk, and the DM says, all right, make an investigation check. And I'm going to immediately run over and be like, oh, I pray for guidance. And cool. It kind of interrupts that moment slightly. That's fine. That's part of the game. But now at the same time, the ranger's like, all right, and I'm just going to make sure I'm keeping an eye out here. And the DM says, all right, I want you to make a perception check. And then you're like, okay, now I'm going to run from the desk, run out to the hallway, cast guidance. You start to get this like weird, stressful, anxious energy about using it. And frankly, I don't like it. I also feel like it kind of just interrupts things, right? So it might be more fun to just let the wizard make that roll and let the DM just kind of go with that. I feel like when I play Dungeons and Dragons, when I'm not actively participating in a scene, there are times I'm kind of just a fan of the other players at the table. So to illustrate this, I'm just going to do a shameless plug of our Rare Drop roleplay game that's going to be right up here. When I'm looking at a scene that might involve, say, someone like Izzy or Evbo or Michael or Josh, one of his NPCs that he's playing, sometimes I'm just appreciating that. And if I have to be sitting there being like, ooh, could that be a deception check? Could that be an intimidation check? Is that, are they searching for something? Do I need to, like, I have this like weird stress in the back of my head that's like, you have to pay attention to every single thing and make sure that you're maximizing everything you do. And I know that there's going to be some people out there that, I don't know, they're not really wired that way. I kind of am. I have some certain power gamer tendencies, and I like to think that I'm growing out of that a little bit because I'm really starting to enjoy when games emphasize the story that's being told more. This cantrip, it just feels so power gamey. I don't know. I feel like it takes away from something. So as far as like a solution to this problem goes, or maybe this is my own problem and I'm going to want to hear from you in the comment section below. But as far as the idea I have as to how I would want to fix this, I I feel like it should kind of mirror a little bit more like the enhance ability spell, which I'm also going to put a link in the description below so that you could take a look at that. Now what that does is you basically pick an attribute, like your strength. And if enhance ability is on you, you just have advantage on strength rolls for, I think it's an hour. I feel like it might be a little more useful to do something like that, but maybe scale it back to like level 1 spell and maybe make it a little bit more like Bless, where you could pick 3 people and you pick a specific skill. Maybe it's like stealth or something like that, and it's not quite pass without a trace, but maybe for the next 10 minutes, anytime a stealth roll is called for, now all 3 of those people have a d4 that they could add to it. This, for me, adds a meaningful choice of when you're using a spell slot, especially if you're doing like a cleric or a druid where you're preparing from a large list of spells. Artificer does that too, actually. So if you're preparing from a large list of spells, now the choice to have this on your prepared spells feels significant. I've just thought, actually, if you were a knowledge domain cleric, this would be an awesome one to just have like automatically prepared. But anyways, I feel like now more meaningful choices happen. If you're participating in a skill challenge, or you have to sneak across something, and you have your person who just tends to fumble rolls, or they're in heavy armor, it's not broken, but I feel like it does a little something there. I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of nuts, and if that's the case, hey, you know what? I'm open to it because I'm all about personal growth. But if you think that I'm kind of onto something, like I want to hear what you have to say about this, because I feel like I'm one of the only people that's ever really had this thought. But I just know that some players out there are going to feel really guilty if they forget to do something like, oh, I cast guidance, and I don't like adding that to the game. I like making my games fun. I like making players and dungeon masters alike. I feel like it should be, I think this is the wrong kind of stress to add to a game. Like I said before, let me know in the comment sections if you agree with me, disagree with me. Let me know if you just have some thoughts that you want to share on it, because I do feel like I am onto something, but maybe I'm making a mountain out of a molehill. Something I've been known to do once in a while. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you around some of the comment sections of our other videos. All right, take care, everyone.